Hi, and welcome back to Skrach. Today we're going to make cheddar biscuits. If you'd like to support the channel, please like and share this recipe. For this, we'll need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a cup of shredded cheddar, a cup of buttermilk, a half cup and 2 tablespoons of butter divided, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder divided, a teaspoon of sugar, 3/4 teaspoons of salt, a half teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/4 teaspoon of dried parsley, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. We'll start by spooning and leveling 2 cups of all-purpose flour into a large bowl. Then we'll whisk in our 2 teaspoons of baking powder, teaspoon of sugar, 3/4 teaspoons of salt, a half teaspoon of our garlic powder, our half teaspoon of baking soda, and optionally, a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Then we'll cut in a half cup of our butter until it starts to form pea-sized lumps in our dough. Then we'll stir in our cup of cheddar cheese, make a well in the middle of our dough, and mix in our cup of buttermilk, working from the inside out, until a solid dough forms, bringing the dough together with your hands towards the end. Once we've mixed our dough, we'll roll it out onto a lightly floured work surface until it's about 1 inch thick. Then we'll fold it into thirds and roll it out again. We'll do this 2 more times. Then we'll cut our dough with a 2-inch biscuit cutter and place it onto a silicone-lined baking pan. Alternatively, you can spoon these as drop biscuits, though that technique leads to less flaky results. Then we'll allow our biscuits to chill in the refrigerator for 10 to 12 minutes while our oven preheats. While the cheddar biscuits are chilling, we'll preheat our oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. After our oven's preheated, we'll bake our chilled biscuits in the oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for 14 minutes. While our biscuits are baking, we'll melt our remaining 2 tablespoons of butter and mix in our remaining half teaspoon of garlic powder and 1/4 teaspoon of dried parsley. After 14 minutes, we'll remove our biscuits from the oven and brush them with our butter sauce. Then, we'll return them to the oven for an additional 4 minutes, baking 18 minutes in total. After baking, we'll remove our biscuits from the oven and serve warm. I'm going to serve mine with a tomato soup. And remember, if you like the content, please subscribe. I realize this channel is called Skrach, and we do cook most of our things from scratch, but like many of you, there are some days when I can't find the time. So I'm going to share with you my quick 2-ingredient tomato soup. We'll heat a pot over medium-high heat and add 12 ounces of our favorite marinara sauce with our favorite vegetable chicken or beef broth and bring it to a simmer to serve hot.